for creepy channels, let me know about some creepy channels in the comments below, but also leave a like so that I know. I can't even talk correctly. It's also my birthday month, so it'd be nice if you left a like for
reacting to true stories. You know what? Before bed,
I'm so thankful to have this community, especially when I'm bored. Same. When it gets late, I just get into bed, log into Spoon, and call into your streams. Your support means everything. Thank you so much. Find your community on.
Please, I want to talk.
Then I saw the hand trying to get me from under the door.
Oh my god! Throw up on him!
Now do one thing. You have your shoes.
Well,
Check.
hello there, guys. Yes, Halloween is fast approaching. And with every day that gets closer to Halloween, I get one day more spooky.
Get on
As in, like, my content's gonna get more spooky. I'm already a little bit creepy.
To the other stall.
But I think now is a good time to start sprinkling in some of that spooky content for you. And then during the next coming, like, 3 weeks, you will be getting even more spooky content. But I thought a good starting off point with some spooky content that you'll like would be reacting to some true animated spooky stories. These again are, of course, from the great Juan C on YouTube. Go check him out. Link is in the description below. But I've gone around and picked 3 of the spookiest stories that I could find. You know, according to the title and thumbnail at least. I haven't gotten to watch them yet. Alright, so first up, the newest of the stories. True airport horror story. Which may freak me out specifically because I'm always
I see this one.
and oftentimes alone.
I'm gonna get scared. Yeah, I saw this. I know, I'm not gonna get scared this time.
I was flying out to Chicago for a job interview.
Oh my god. I was just at San Francisco International Airport. This could have been me! I mean, 2 years ago, but still!
It was around 11 p.m. and I was sitting in my gate at the San Francisco International Airport. I was just scanning the rows of people in seats sleeping on laptops or phones and wearing earbuds before I noticed this one guy.
It's like la 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 la, all the normal people doing normal things. There's Jeffrey! Why is his name Jeffrey? I don't know. That's just what he looks like. He's a Jeffrey. Is it bad that I kind of want to do this to somebody? Like, just wait for somebody to start scanning the room and then just sit there like... Does that even look creepy? Oh, that looks creepy.
Me just looking back at
And don't blink. The key is to not blink.
He was sitting in the farthest corner of the gate by the corridor, with no one else sitting around him.
Oh my god.
He was not on his phone or wearing headphones like everyone else.
Okay, I have noticed this type of person at the airport. It freaks me out every single time. I mean, I don't find one every single time, but every single time I do find somebody at the airport who is not doing anything and is just sitting there, like staring off into space, like doesn't have a phone or music or a person or reading something. Nope. Just sitting there.
He has this huge, crooked grin plastered on his face, and he's staring directly at
me. Is he
me.
Jeff?
Oh my god.
Eventually, they called our gate, and I boarded the plane. I took my seat in the business class right by the window and went on my phone, checking Instagram and texting friends.
It's gonna be it.
I did not see the creepy man boarding.
Oh no, he's behind her.
An hour later,
he's like, who's over there? Oh, it's her!
Sometime through the flight, I got up to use the bathroom, and as I was finishing up in there, someone knocked on the door.
Oh no.
I called out, "Occupied," but the person continued knocking repeatedly and aggressively. So I opened the door to make some ballsy remark, but froze when I saw who was in front of me.
Jeffrey.
It was that guy from the airport.
Oh my god!
With that creepy grin plastered on his face. Quickly, I pushed past him and walked to my seat, not glancing behind me. As soon as we landed in Chicago, I was the first to get my suitcase down from the overhead luggage.
Oh no.
And the first off of that airplane.
It's Jeffrey!
I called an Uber as I walked to the airport parking lot. It was 12 p.m. in Chicago. The Uber came and I drove to my hotel. And as I checked into my room, I realized something horrible.
Wait. I was gonna say, wait, you would think that the scariness, the story would end, because she's like, okay, I went to the airport, but there's still another minute and a half left.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm a little bit nervous.
You also want it.
Relationships, you can
do that? Okay, girlfriend. Edit her. Her appearance?
My wallet was missing.
Told you.
Biggest fear. That's the horror story. My biggest fear while traveling is that my ID and or wallet is going to get stolen while I'm away from home and then I'm not going to be able to get back home afterwards.
I don't know where I could have left it.
Jeffrey has it.
So I called the airport and asked them to search the plane. They did so and got back to me a few hours later saying they found nothing.
Oh. We found nothing. What jerks!
I drove back to the airport and spent the whole rest of the day searching and turning up nothing.
Why would it be at
My
the
only
airport,
theories
though?
were I had somehow left it at San Francisco.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, you left it at
or
the
had
other
been
airport.
stolen. When I got back to San Francisco and drove to my house, I discovered something disturbing.
I just realized if he got her wallet, he knows her address because it's usually on your license.
My door was unlocked.
No, girl,
and my
no!
entire house was trashed. Everything had been broken, and anything worth a slight amount of value had been taken.
No!
I checked my security footage and was able to identify the intruder as the grinning man from the airport who,
Jeffrey!
sure enough, had my wallet and therefore my keys. I called the police, who found his fingerprints all over my house. The only scary thing was that the prints did not match anyone on record.
Oh my god. It's Jeffrey! Jeffrey! It's an inside job!
Yeah.
Damn, that was a good one. I liked that one. Bravo. Thank you, Wansi, and everybody, be afraid of Jeffries. If you see somebody that looks like Jeffrey, be very scared. And make sure that you have your wallet. Alright, this next one's in an interesting location. It's a true pool horror story. So I'm not sure if it's at a public pool or somebody's home pool. I guess we'll find out.
It was the summer before 9th grade. I was at my friend's family pool party, and there were tons of people there. At one point, while my friend, let's call her Lily, went to get some sodas for us, a man came up to me. I didn't recognize him, but since it was my friend's party, it made sense for me to not know everyone there. He smiled at
Oh
me.
no.
He looked as though he hadn't shaved in days,
I don't wear those.
and his eyes never looked quite directly at me.
Why, all the scary characters are drawn like so similar. Like they're not the same exact character, but they are. Just look for the unsaturated person.
I stepped backwards, feeling uncomfortable. "Hello," he said. Hi," I replied. "What's your name?" he asked. I supposed that a first name wouldn't hurt, seeing as we were surrounded by tons of people in my friend's backyard. I'm Carly," I said. "What's yours?" "Rick," he replied smoothly. "Are you having fun with Lily?" Some of my discomfort eased. "I'm your parents' friend," he continued, stepping closer to my face. His eyes weren't focused, and his breath smelled like alcohol, even though it was early in the day. I grew even more uncomfortable and stepped away, waving goodbye awkwardly. When I turned around, he was gone.
Oh my god.
I told Lily about this, and she mentioned it to her parents. Her parents said that they didn't know Rick, which kind of freaked me out. But they told me that it could have been one of their friends who brought him over. So I shrugged it off and assumed everything was fine. After the party ended, Lily and I were having a sleepover at her house.
So it's not a public pool, it's a private pool. It's even freakier.
So we were home alone with her elder brother. Lily and I were playing a game in her bedroom when her dad called her. He asked her to please go and turn off the pool lights, since he had forgotten. Once she was finished, we stepped back inside, locked the door, and went back upstairs to continue playing our game.
Yeah, playing video game, girls!
At one point, Lily asked me to make sure the curtains were closed properly, and when I did, I happened to look outside, and I noticed that all the pool lights were on again. "Lily?"
Oh no.
I asked, getting a strange feeling. "You turned off the pool lights, right?" "Yeah, I did," she replied, coming to look. Now there was a figure swimming laps in the pool, even though we couldn't see his face.
Oh my god.
It's probably just Cody,"
No!
Lily replied, speaking of her brother. Come on, let's go scare him.
Oh no, oh no,
We
oh
walked
no.
down to the pool and
No!
opened the back door.
Don't do
Hiding
it!
behind the bushes, we could see the top of his head bobbing in the water. We were going to
Yes,
jump out and
it's totally
scare him
normal.
at any moment. But then I looked up at one of the windows of the house. The curtains were open. Suddenly, I saw the face of Cody illuminated as he turned on his bedroom lights.
Like, that's not Cody!
We hadn't brought our phones with us in case we would get wet. And if we ran back around, there was a chance the stranger could see us before we got back to the house.
What?
We tried to wave to Cody.
The stranger's in the pool, just run!
Suddenly, splashing in the pool stopped. My heart dropped and I could
Oh,
hear
well,
it.
now you guys are goners. You took too long.
A hand suddenly gripped my arm and flung me forward, and I screamed, and Lily did as well. I looked up, and there was Rick. His facial expression I will never forget.
Be the one thing
I've
kicking.
never seen someone with such a
What?
creepy
They grab
smile.
me? Yeah.
I
Smiles!
And soon my mouth was filled with water as he chucked me in the pool, and he
Give
actually
them one
jumped me in
creepy
the water.
face. Creepy.
What the heck is happening?
He had grabbed Lily's arm as well, although she wasn't in the water.
Bro, do one thing.
Clearly ill. He yelled, "Time to swim!"
The heck?
Somehow Lily managed to kick him in the face hard enough to run away, slamming
Yeah,
the door
Lily.
behind her. He continued to hold me, laughing as I flailed for breath.
Lily left me for dead.
Police sirens were heard on the surface. He picked me up and threw me on the ground, breaking my arm.
Jeez!
He ran away.
What?
The police came, actually, in a pool.
Oh god. Why do they always leave you with such a creepy, like... Yeah. They always leave you with such a creepy, like, cliffhanger. What? I have so many questions. Like, how did Rick know who Lily was? I guess maybe he was a friend of the parents? But then they said that they never found him and they don't know who he is. So he was just... I'm so confused. Also, how did he breathe for so long underwater? How? Damon! Alright, moving on to another unexpected scary place. McDonald's. Specifically, a McDonald's restroom, which usually is kind of sketchy. I guess I understand. It says, I met a terrible creep at a McDonald's restroom. Why? There's so many creeps in this world. Why?
I met a terrible creep at a McDonald's restaurant. I was running errands with my husband
You said
when I was 6
restaurant?
months pregnant.
Oh no, she's pregnant too.
The day started out normal as we took the subway together.
That makes it worse.
All of a sudden, I felt nauseous and I could feel that I had to vomit immediately. I quickly gave my bag to my husband and told him I had to run to the nearest bathroom. I bolted away at the next stop as I could not hold it in any longer. As I exited the underground...
Why would you wait, why would you take your husband with you? Why would you be like, baby, I gotta throw up? If your pregnant wife or girlfriend or whatever runs off a subway, wouldn't you follow her? I mean, maybe he's going to, but he was not quick enough if she didn't know that he was or wasn't. Also, she's in a subway. I know I'm just like picking apart these stories, but I want them to be as good and true as they can be. If you need to throw up and you're on a subway, just find the nearest garbage can when you get to the next stop. That's the quickest and easiest thing to find.
Yeah.
Not a McDonald's. Usually you gotta go all the way down like a platform, all the way up, and then find a restaurant. Just go in the garbage. Nobody's gonna judge you. It's the city.
Community looks like.
My phone from falling in
And
my
as the
cup.
COVID vaccine rolls out, we'll be ready to administer it.
Walmart.
City.
I ran into the nearest restaurant, a McDonald's.
Wow, the shade of saying the name of that restaurant. Watch.
To the nearest restaurant, a McDonald's.
A McDonald's.
I hurried to the bathroom, where I passed a middle-aged man who was standing at the entrance of the bathroom.
Does he have a creepy smile? Oh yeah, he's got a creepy smile.
Attention
He's
and
got that
asked
Jeffrey
him to get
smile.
in.
He's got that
As
Jeffrey
I
smile.
finally arrived to the bathroom, I immediately started puking. That's when the door handle of the bathroom started moving. I quickly pushed the door to keep it closed and yelled that it was busy, but the person on the other side pushed back. As that person managed to push harder, I saw the guy that was at the entrance.
Jeffrey smile.
I freaked out and slammed the door shut and started yelling for help. The man was insistent and kept trying to get in. I started puking again, so I was left with trying to hold the door with my foot as he kept banging it harder and harder. I continued yelling in the direction of the window of the stall as I heard people saying that there was a girl who needed help. Suddenly, the guy stopped banging the door and everything got quiet.
Oh no, there's still a lot of time.
Then I saw curly hair and a hand trying to get me from under the door, which had a pretty large...
Oh my god!
Oh
I started screaming again as I started kicking him.
Throw up on him!
Then I heard a man yell, and the creep suddenly getting away quickly. I kept the door shut when I heard a male voice telling me to come out and that it was okay.
Oh, what a nice looking guy.
Opened the door. To find
He
the
doesn't have a
manager of
Jeffrey
the
smile.
McDonald's confused and shocked. I told him what happened and he called the police. With all the commotion, my husband finally found me. When the police arrived, I gave the
McDonald's.
police a description, but they never found the guy.
Of course they didn't. Alright guys, well I guess that's enough super spooky stories for today. What did we